Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to today's online class. The topic is tractor coupled implements. Tractor coupled implements. This is the concluding part of this topic. We have treated 3 parts of this, and this is the last part. So we are going to continue with some other examples of tractor coupled implements, and here we have harvester. Harvester is a machine or implement designed to facilitate the harvesting of crops. We say that is a machine if it can work on its own, but it's an implement if you have to mount it to a tractor before it can carry out its function. We have types of harvester and their function. We have mower, forage harvester, combined harvester. Let us look at the function of a mower. 1. For clearing weeds and lowering grasses. 2. For harvesting forage crops for hay or silage making. Here we have a sample of a mower that is motorized and pushed with hand in order to carry out its function. Here is cutting or lowering the grass here, and here this very one is an implement. This one is what we call tractor coupled mower. This very mower is coupled to this tractor, and you can see it's already cutting the grasses here. I hope you can see it in operation. These grasses here have been cut, you can see. All right, here is another sample of mower, but here is a simple hand mower. Here it has handle, okay, and here it has a device here which it uses to cut the grass. It also has a belt, for example, look at it here, that you use to pass the belt through along the shoulder, and you'll be able to carry it very lightly. It will be light when this belt is used to assist you to carry it. And here it has a small machine here that is operated in order to transmit power here, that makes the device here to rotate and thereby cutting the grasses. This very one here is in operation already. And here we have sample of forage harvester. Here you can see the device in front of this big machine that it uses to harvest the plantation here. This is the maize plantation, so it harvests by cutting the straw and thereby cutting it into pieces. That is the whole plant, the leaves, the straw or stem, and as well the cob that is still having maize on it. Everything are cut together. I hope you can see a piece of maize plant here. So once it cuts it, it goes inside and further cutting will be done into pieces, and you can see the loading of it here, okay, into a truck to be carried out of the farm. And here we have another sample. What is really happening here is that the device that I've just shown you at the front of the machine is lowered down in order to cut the stem from the base. Okay, that is how the operation goes. as it cuts the whole plant, everything will be further cut into pieces. Function of forage harvester. It is used for harvesting and chopping grain row crops for silage making. Like I've just told you that when a whole plant is harvested, the machine will chop it into pieces. Here we have a combined harvester in operation. It has a device in front of it. Look at this plate that is painted black, rotates. As it rotates, the plant here could be maize, no, it could be wheat plant or rice plantation. So as it rotates, it draws in the straw, and as it enters inside here, the straw will be separated from the seed, and the seed will be threshed, okay, thereby then enters into the tank here, and here is an extension of the tank. The operator is in here, then through this pipe the threshed and the old grains pass out of this combined harvester through this pipe. Here you can see it, the grains passing out through this pipe into a truck to be carried out of the farm. Function of combined harvester. 1. It harvests and threshes grain crops. That is, it separates the grains from the straw. 2. It harvests and chops old grain plant for silage making. That is, it cuts it into pieces. That is what we mean by chopping. Number 3. It separates grain from the cobs or straws. 4. It separates the grains from the chaff. Sprayer. We have, okay, let us look at the definition first. Sprayer is a farm equipment designed to spray certain chemicals in various farm operations. These chemicals could be in form of powder or liquid, and once they are diluted, they form a chemical. Once they are diluted with water, they form chemical solution. And for this chemical solution to be sprayed on the farm, it is the work of this sprayer to do. We now have types of sprayer. We have knapsack sprayer, tractor mounted or boom sprayer. We also have helicopter mounted sprayer. Here is a sample. This is part of knapsack sprayer. We have, it has a cover, and inside the cover there is a sieve that sieves any material that could clog the nozzle here, because if the nozzle is clogged, the chemical solution will not be able to come out freely, and this will hinder the functioning of the knapsack sprayer. Here is the container, or you can also call it tank. Here is pump handle. The pump handle here is used to apply pressure, use your hand to press it down and up in order to apply pressure into this tank, and the pressure in this tank will now press out the chemical solution out of this tank through this flexible pipe. And as the chemical solution travels through the pipe, at this point that we call on and off lever, here the operator can control it here, that the chemical should, how the chemical should flow. We want it to flow quickly, or we don't want it to flow. It is being controlled at this junction, and this is the extension pipe through which the chemical solution moves to the nozzle. And once you get to the nozzle here, it comes out. The chemical solution comes out. In the next slide, I will show you the knapsack sprayer in operation. Alright, now here is a very common knapsack sprayer that most of us have been seeing around with farmers, and here it is in operation. You can see that I told you that it has a cover here, and inside the cover is a sieve that sieves out materials that will enter inside the tank that may also block the mouth of the nozzle. And this is the pump handle through which the operator press up and down in order to exert pressure into the tank. And here you can see as the knapsack sprayer is being backed at the back of this farm operator, and it uses belts to carry it. This will make it very easy. Now here you can see that it covers its nose and the mouth with a nose mask as a precaution, and is using the left hand to press. Is lifting it up and down, thereby exerting pressure into the tank. And as that is done, the chemical solution comes out through this into the pipe, and here you use the right hand to control how the chemical flows out. This is just an extension pipe, as I've just said. Now the chemical is coming out through the nozzle, and the chemical is being sprayed on the farm. The sprayer, the pressure needed to spray chemical is provided by hand, as we have just seen in the previous slide, and it is hand operated. Here is a tractor coupled sprayer in operation. This type of sprayer is also called boom sprayer. It is mounted on a tractor. You can see the tractor here and the operator inside. Okay, now the chemical is poured into this tank, and during the operation you can see there are pipes here through which the chemicals flow. It flows out of this tank into these pipes, and from this pipe into the nozzles here. I hope you can see many nozzles here, here, and the rest. So now the chemicals now comes out through them, and the chemical is being sprayed on the farm. This is very good for commercial farmers. So this month, as I've just said, the boom sprayer is mounted behind the tractor during spraying. Here we have sample of helicopter mounted sprayer. Here is the helicopter, and here is a device that is called spray pod. Spray pod. It is attached under the helicopter. Okay, it has nozzle attached to it, and in the next slide I will show you the operation. Now look at it. The spray pod is fixed or mounted under the helicopter, and as the helicopter flies, it operates it, and the chemicals begins to flow out of the tank through nozzles that are attached. And hope you can see it. These are the chemicals that are being sprayed. Helicopter mounted sprayer. This is mounted on a helicopter which sprays over a large area of land. This is very essential when you have a farmland that is very large, because it saves time. Function of sprayer. 1. Sprayer is used for spraying herbicide that control weed growth. 2. For spraying insecticide that controls insects. For example, it can be used to spray the invasion of to control the invasion of locusts and some other insects. 3. For spraying disinfectant on livestock, houses and structure. Okay. Number 4. For light irrigation or watering of vegetable beds. 5. For spraying liquid fertilizer and the pesticide. Some fertilizers are in liquid form, so in order to spray them, you have to mix them in water and use a sprayer to apply them. Also, it's also used for applying pesticide once they are diluted in the water. Precautions to be taken when spraying chemicals. In order to ensure safety and avoid hazardous chemicals from destroying the skin, these precautions need to be followed. 1. Do not spray on a windy day, because if you spray on a windy day, the wind will carry the chemical to where they are not expected, and this can destroy life. It endangers the life of living things, and it also limits the actual area where the chemical is to be applied. 2. Do not spray on a rainy day, because if you spray on a rainy day, the chemicals will not be able to work, since the rain will wash it away. 3. Do not spray in hot weather, especially in the afternoon. This is because the chemical solution will dry off. 4. The operator should wear a protective clothing like face mask, hand gloves, overalls, boots when spraying. Like in the previous slide that I showed you, a knapsack sprayer in operation. You can see the operator wearing a nose mask. Maintenance of sprayer. 1. Rinse properly with water after use. Immediately after using any sprayer, it must be rinsed in order to remove the leftover chemical solution. 2. the nozzle with water. The nozzle, rinse the nozzle with water after use. It is very important to rinse the nozzle with water after use because of some materials that might have clogged it or the leftover chemical solution in it. 3. Turn upside down after rinsing to drain out leftover water that is used in rinsing it. 4. Keep in a cool, dry place. This is the end of this topic. Study it well and do the